welcome to another season with FC Twente. As you remember, FC Twente is the team myself, the Custard Prophet, and that trucking football manager had a one-season challenge with, and I actually had a really good season. Spoiler alert, I did win the competition. I won't be putting this video out until you know about that anyway. But like I said in the last episode that I filmed, I had a lot of fun with it. The fact that we qualified for Europe and won the Cup made me want to come back for a second season, just to see how we get on in the Europa League, because, like I say, certainly performed better than I was expecting, and certainly achieved more than I was expecting to achieve. So we have definitely come back for a second season, and it should be good fun. Now, we're going to go straight to transfers. Actually, you know what, we're going to have a look at the team report instead and have a look at the squad depth. We've had a few people leave, we've had a few people retire, but we'll start with goalkeepers. Drommel is still here. Drommel, of course, did not get a game for us last season. He was the backup to Arizos, but as you can see, he's made some improvements. So he's going to be hanging around, certainly as a backup. But we brought in a new first choice. Again, a little bit older, 37 years old, but it is Craig Gordon, who is, of course, an international goalkeeper, or certainly internationally experienced goalkeeper. And as you can see, his goalkeeping technical skills are very good. And his mentals aren't bad either. So, like I say, better than Arizos was in terms of his, ability, shall we say. But obviously not a long-term keeper. But certainly for this season, will hopefully do a good job for us. In terms of the back four, we do have a bit of a shortage of left-backs. Martinez, of course, who you saw I brought in the January transfer window last season, did pretty well for us. Yeah, 13 games, average rating of 7.04 for only 375 grand, which was, to me, a bargain. He's done quite well. He is sort of our first choice corner taker, I believe. Or at least one of them, certainly. Don't have a lot of backup for him at the moment, unfortunately. But that is the way it is. We are looking into possibilities of other people who could join. In terms of the central defence, that we've sorted out just fine. Bregerie is still here. Yanka did retire. Bean's still here, but we have lost Schenk as well. He's not with us. So Pete Bean, in terms of new people we've got Sebastian Langkamp. 32 years old. Not a young player, but again, a fairly decent central defender, 6'3", not the quickest off the mark, but he does have a pace of 10 still. But decent heading, decent marking, decent tackling, so he will do a decent job. Decent position and teamwork look as well as concentration. So not bad in the mentals, not bad in his defense, central defender skills too. And to be honest with you, not awful in the physical. He's still got good strength and good jumping reach, so fairly solid centre half there. Beyond that, we also have, let's go back here, Gould, or Goulday. Gould, I'm going to go with. Another German. He's 29 years old. He came in on a free, also really in the close season, to be fair, rather than at the start of this one. Again, not bad technically, fairly good mentally, and a little bit quicker overall than Bregerie, indeed, and Langkamp as well. So should also do a good job for us. Bregerie obviously still with us, heading towards the end of his career. He is now a backup player rather than the first choice, but he did have a decent season for us. 32 games, 1 goal, 6.88 average rating, which again, not bad for Romain Bregerie. Very happy with how he did. Hilgers, he's a young player who's just a backup, but I've promoted him up from the youth team because, as you can see, decent heading, marking and tackling for a 19-year-old. I got a feeling that Custard Prophet talked about that his mentals need a bit of work. His physicals need a little bit of work too, but we are getting to that. His strength obviously needs to be improved slightly, but at 19 years old, again, will provide some depth at central defence. Obviously, Pete Bean you know about, and Pleguezello, we'll get that right, Pleguezello, didn't play all that much for us last season. In fact, he got one appearance and got a 6.5. But again, he's there for depth. He is expecting to start a few more games this season, which I'm sure he will get the chance to do. And that pretty much covers the central defence. At right back, Julian Korb, of course, as you remember, came in the January transfer window. He has, of course, stayed with us. He didn't do bad. Managed a 6.88 overall after 13 games with 1 assist. Expecting maybe a little bit more out of him this season once he's settled in. But to back him up, who is also potentially back up for left back and centre back and stuff like that, though obviously right back is his first choice position, is 25-year-old Italian Lorenzo Venuti, he's currently on loan from Fiorentina, but he will be joining permanently, at the end of the season, basically. But as a slightly younger player, I could afford to sign him for an extra season. Not that I'm necessarily going into a third season, but like I say, provide a bit of backup and a bit of depth. He can also play centre-half. He can also play left-back, but realistically, we do need another left-back. Defensive midfield, we have retained Oriol Busquets on loan. We renewed that. He obviously was stunning for us. Did very, very well. Where are we? Yeah, 30 games, 2 goals, 5 assists, 3 man of the matches, 7.18 average rating. So it was good to get him. We also signed a backup for him, but also part of the rotation because he can play central midfield as well. And that is the Spaniard Pedro Chirivella. And he came in on a free from Liverpool, believe it or not. They didn't want to renew his contract, and it was a bit of mucking around, but we finally landed him. Again, he's not set the world alight in pre-season, but we didn't really play enough pre-season games, which is my fault, but nevertheless, we're all fired up for the new season, and like I say, he's got decent passing and first touch as a deep-lying playmaker, which is the role he will be playing in when he rotates with Busquets. Busquets, of course, having 1 or 2 injury problems last season, so useful to have him there. Central midfield, we've got Abijania. We've retained him again on loan. The Georgian from Sevilla. He had a good season. 29 appearances, 5 goals, 1 assist, average rating of 7.03. So I was kind of keen to keep him there if we could. And Selahi, as you remember, or Salahi, however you want to say it, I'm going to call him Lyndon Selahi, the 21-year-old Albanian. He came out of our youth team. He's got some decent mentals and some fairly good technical skills, and he's still developing. Like I say, he's 21 years old now. I have promoted him to the first team, and he will provide rotation. He didn't do awfully for us, to be fair. He only had 6 appearances, and he scored 1 goal and got an average rating of 7.04, which, isn't bad, and I would suggest he is now a better player than he was last season. At the right-hand side of central midfield, we got Espinoza. Obviously, he was with us and is still with us. He had a stunning season. 34 games, 6 goals, 6 assists, and 3 player of the matches with a 7.19 average rating. So, again, first choice central midfielder. And behind him, Romerato, who did spend a fair amount of time injured last season. Again, product of the youth team. I have promoted him to add depth. He's still got some work to do, to be fair. But he managed to start on a sub-appearance in pre-season. And we'll see how it goes. He's there for depth, realistically. So, but he is on loan. Available for loan, and there are a couple of teams who are interested, so that might actually not happen. I might take him off a loan because I do need the depth in central midfield. Left wing's an interesting one. We've kept Zek Nini. We extended his loan from Fiorentina for another season. Obviously, he improved, went through leaps and bounds last season. 30 games, 8 goals, 3 assists, 2 player of the matches. He was better later on in the season, and was certainly a lot more consistent, should we say. So it's good to get him back. And Noah Lang, we've retained him as well. He's on loan from Ajax. Again, he didn't have a fantastic season, but he didn't do too badly, I suppose. 19 appearances, 2 goals, 1 assist. He did play all over the park, though. He didn't just play at left wing. Sometimes he played out right, sometimes he played central midfield, which part of the reason to keep him, because he is capable of playing in those roles. So, as I say, realistically, he is a backup for Zeknini, but he's also potentially a backup for Espinosa or Abajania too. So, outright, Cantala Piedra, of course, you remember. You'll notice some of these guys, their star rating has gone down a wee bit. It's just in relation to, how they sit for the rest of the squad, obviously, with some of the players we've brought in. He had a great season for us, but obviously was out for a little while injured. Missed quite a few games towards the end of the season, which is where Queensy got his starts from. But overall, he did 28 games, 7 goals, 6 assists, 2 player of the matches, an average rating of 7. So, hoping he will continue that on. But below him is basically our biggest signing of the season. We actually paid some money for him, and it's fair to say that the board are quite happy with it financially, which I'm kind of surprised at, but we spent 3.7 million on him. Originally, I was just going to go for a backup player for Cantala Piedra, but this guy caught my eye, and, that was that. But yeah, he basically was at Norwich, but he didn't really set the world alight for Norwich. But he has played in the Netherlands before. He obviously started his career at Ajax, and now he is back in Holland with FC Twente. Jody Lukoki, 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. Like I say, that is in relation to the rest of the team, and a right winger. He can play out left if needed. He can even play up front if we get desperate. But the reason why I picked him is look at how quick he is. Quick and agile. So quick. He's absolutely grease lightning. His physicals are absolutely stand out. I mean, obviously, his mentals aren't too bad. They need a bit of work, and his technical skills, bad average. But I feel like he'll do better for us than he did for Norwich, and I fancy his chances. In terms of his development, I don't think there's going to be too much because he is already 27 years old. But potentially expecting big things out of him. And then up front, we got Waydant. You remember Waydant, my top scorer from last season. I've signed him for 1.5 million. Yeah, from Hanover 96. He played 32, scored 9, 7 assists, 3 players of the match. That was in the league. Overall, he managed 19 goals. 10 of those, of course, in the cup. Loves a big game. Interestingly enough, that was one thing I wanted to mention about Lukoki. If you actually go into his report. Where are we? Yeah, he's got Dutch as second nationality anyway, because obviously his time with Ajax. I really thought he was loved. Yeah, he's ambitious and always looking to win. That's a positive thing. But I thought he liked big matches. I might be getting confused with someone else. Anyway, so yes, Waydant, of course, like I say, fabulous season last season. Hasn't looked bad in pre-season either. But behind him, we have Thomas Dry Bergen. Now, Thomas Dry Bergen looks to be on a bit of a decline. Let's actually see. No, he's improving, so that's good. Looks like his skills are going down, but in terms of his actual development, he's going up. He's been promoted from the youth team because we need a backup. I am actually playing him, or training him, or retraining him, should I say, as a target man. In his individual training, we'll see how that goes for him. Working on his strength as well, but he's the right sort of height. He's got a decent jumping reach, above average, we'll call it. Well, just about average jumping reach. His heading needs some work, but like I say, at 18 years old, he is really only a backup, and that's another area of weakness in the team. We don't have another way down to Berger, and of course has gone on a free. But yeah, that basically is the squad as it stands. Let's make sure that nobody else is not being listed. No, they're not. But yeah, that's basically how things stand as far as the first team's concerned, and of course of how we've done in the transfers. Realistically, it's mostly been defenders and goalkeepers once again. But like I say, Chirivella, fairly key signing, as is Lukoki. And like I say, we have retained some of the loans from last season. We do have a bit of room to maybe bring in some more loans, but the problem is I've smashed the budget again, and I have to admit I did ask them for more money, and they could put it up to 190,000 the wage budget, and we did start out with 3 million, I think 3.5 million, and obviously bringing in Lukaku took a bit of a chunk out of that, and especially and some of the wage budget too. So we are spending just slightly over it. We're about 14. Well, you just call it 1,000. It's about 1,000 over it. It's not ideal, but like I say, I'm sure if we get a couple of people out on loan with or fee-paying loans where somebody else pays, that money will come back. But nevertheless, we are looking to be successful. So, and it is a one season, save, if you will, or an additional one season to the first one season. I know I'm making excuses now, but that is where we're up to. There have been, if we can look at the club vision, there have been certain things varying people have been on. They increased the wage budget, as I mentioned, but they are improving the youth facilities, and we do have another coach just to help. But yeah, in terms of the club vision, sign players under the age of 23 for the first team. They're disappointed in that, but it was only favoured, so I'm not worried. But develop players using the club's youth system, they're satisfied because there are a couple of younger players who have come through. We can do more, I'm sure, long term, but short term, we're still doing all right, I would say. Entertaining football, they're very pleased about. And obviously, making the most of set pieces is now part of the club DNA. So the reserving judgment on that, it's just favoured. It's not that important. As far as the 5-year plan is concerned, ongoing work within the wage budget. It says we're on course. We're not really. We've gone over it, but that's fine. And 3-year contracts for first team players is just favoured, and they're not judging that because I haven't really bothered with that to renew or pay attention to those. So as far as the Europa League, they're just asking us to be competitive. So if we can we're not expected to get beyond the group stage. That's fantastic. Top half of the Eredivisie, which of course we managed last season as well, which is above expectations. And they want us to get to the quarter-final of the Cup. Well, we won it last season, so I'm not saying we definitely will. It depends who we obviously come up against on the way. We've got very, very, very lucky against Ajax. I mean, we got very lucky against PSV, but we've got very lucky against Ajax. And obviously, we've got the Johan Cruyff Schal, which is today's game, which we're not being judged on, because that is against Ajax. Not going to win that, but it's interesting to see how we're going to perform, at least for that first game. So, tactically speaking, we are doing exactly what we were doing last season. Nothing has changed there. I feel like less familiar on that. Yeah, tactical familiarity, not quite there yet. Still working on it, especially with the players who are not used to playing Romaratu, who I think... Oh yeah, no, I was right in the first place. Romaratu needs to build it up. Chirivella, of course, is better off playing defensive midfield in terms of his ability. And as you can see, his tactical familiarity with that is top. But in terms of central midfield, it's not. So that needs to be worked on. And Venuti, of course, quite new. Still needs to work on his tactical familiarity as a right back. So these things will improve as time goes on. Outside of that, I think that's everything. Just really leaves us to go to the game. Just going to bring you back quickly for this because I thought it was quite interesting. Right off the bat, the Ajax boss has resigned. So we're going into this game with Ajax having a caretaker manager, shall we say. So I'm not sure what that means, but it might give us not necessarily an advantage, but certainly knock Ajax back a bit. I don't know why he's resigned. Ajax boss Erik ten Hag has decided to end his reign at Johan Cruyff Arena by resigning from his position as manager. Ten Hag's departure from Johan Cruyff Arena comes as he embarks on a new adventure with Holland, leaving Ajax with an important decision to make. So, that means he's the new Holland manager, is he? Yes, he is. Erik ten Hag. He's the new Holland manager. It's only us human players are allowed to be international managers as well as club managers, so that's why he's resigned. Okay, well, like I say, might give us an advantage, you never know. Okay, it is our first game of the season, albeit not in the league. It is the Johan Cruyff Schal, or the Charity Shield, or the Dutch Charity Shield, I guess. In goal, we have Gordon making his debut, a back four of Martinez, Langkamp making his debut, Gold making his debut, and Korb. Defensive midfield, Busquets. Central midfield, Espinosa and Abajania. Left wing is Zeknini. Right wing is Lukoki. And up front, it's Wadant. And we are facing off against Ajax, who, of course, it's at the Johan Cruyff Arena, so it is actually at Ajax, which I feel like that's a bit naughty, really. They shouldn't be at home for this, but anyway, it is the Johan Cruyff Schal. Let's go to the dressing room. Remind the players there's no real pressure on us here. We've got nothing to lose. Let's show what people we're capable of. There we go. Nothing from the assistant. And we'll kick off. Morale needs a bit of a boost. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm interested to see with the signings and stuff just how we perform against Ajax. We got murdered by them in the league, as you know, but we did have that storming game in the cup. And the fact that Wadant does love a big game sort of goes in our favour, I think, for that. So kick off. Ajax in their red and white. FC Twente in their sky blue away kit. And we will go full match. Anthony. I remember Anthony. He played for Everton. Langkamp on the ball. Korb finds Lukoki. Lukoki with a run forward. And boy, that boy can run. He is quick. Can't get past Van der Beek, though. Interestingly enough, one of Ajax's top scorers last year tried to sign him. Did not want to come. I don't know where he's gone, but he was an older player. But he did manage to score against us, so he was decent enough. Throw in. Pieri, Tadic, Korb tries to put the ball forward. We are on positive. I do wonder if we should go cautious at this point. Tadic forces a corner for Ajax. Tadic to take it. Way down with the clearance. Anthony to Tadic again. Tadic finds Gravenberch, who puts it over. We're under pressing at the moment. I'm going to demand more. Gordon with a goal kick. Tries to find Tadic. Tries to find Lukoki. Crikey. That's going to go wrong, isn't it? It's not Lukaku, what I'd give. Ratzi, the goalkeeper for Ajax. Busquets. Langkamp with the pass back to Gordon. Lovely long ball forward. Picked up, though, by the Ajax defence. Pieri coming forward. Anthony. Van der Beek. Schurz out wide to Pieri again. We are defending wide, but there we go. He's offside. That's good. Demanded more. And Waydown gets on it, but can make nothing of it. And Ratzi puts it out for no reason, really, which again suits me. Some of the goalkeeper decisions in this version of FM aren't ideal. Way down on the ball. Gulda. I'm going to find out how to say that properly for the next episode. Abajania coming forward. He's still got the ball. Gets past his man. Lukoki with a cross. Way down. Heads it into the hands of Ratzi. Korb heads it out for a throw-in. Well, we're not looking bad, you know. We're not awful. I wonder if I want to go key highlights this soon. Botman with a trying to find Anthony there. Let's go key highlights and see how things go. Well, we have had 3 shots, 1 on target. 4 shots, 1 on target to their 2 on 1. They are making a move back here, but Ratzi with the goal kick. Espinoza picks up the headed ball, makes a run forward. Alex Martinez looking to find and make space. Busquets now finds Martinez again. He's on the edge of the box. Tries to get past his man. Still has the ball. Gets a cross in, but it is cleared. Tadic now for Ajax with a ball forward for Anthony to get on the end of. And how was he not offside? Oh, he was! Good. Good. Yeah, look how far offside he was. I knew it. That's also why we're playing a slightly higher up defensive line. Oh, ball out. Lukoki picks it up. He's holding on to it. Nobody's pressing him. Korb now. Busquets, Espinoza. Finds Zeknini, who's in the box. Has a shot, and it's there. Ajax 0. FC 21. Rafik Zeknini with his first goal of the season. This is why we brought him back in on loan. That's what he's capable of. Gets past his man. And places that nicely past Ratzi. Well done, Zeknini. Good to have you back in the side. Golda, of course, with the first yellow card for FC 20. Tadic on the ball for Ajax. Manages a cross into Anthony. Was he offside? He looked it. No. They're allowing it. There he is making his run. No. Whoever that was. That was a tight one. Well, not happy about that. Not happy with the instant reply. I was very excited. Very excited. Yeah, he's just onside. Well, hope we haven't lost too much. Unfortunately, Ajax just scored another goal from Tadic, which is not what I wanted to see. Throw in, finds Mazarui, and Tadic is on it. So 2-1 to Ajax at the moment. Yeah, I ran out of space apparently while I was recording. Oh, Korb with the throw in. Waydant on the ball. We are at the Ajax end. Korb with the cross. Doesn't get through. Lukoki picks it up. Abajani, Espinoza, Busquets now. Out wide for Martinez. Martinez going to get the cross in. Which he does, but it's cleared. And Anthony now on the ball for Ajax. Golda dispossesses him. Langkamp finds Busquets. Busquets out wide to Lukoki. Lukoki giving it legs forward. Short cross. Abajani with the shot. And he makes it 2-2. Ajax 2, FC 22. Georgi Abajania. He doesn't mind scoring a goal from outside of the area. What I like to call a Thomas party, but nice assist there from Lukoki. And Ratzi couldn't get his hands on that one. So 2-2. Good work, lads. Goal kick. Abajania on the ball. Lukoki having a bit of a run down the middle now. Espinoza puts it out for Zeknini. Tries to get a cross in. Martinez successfully gets a cross in, but Waydant not able to do much more than steer it towards the keeper. Throw in for Ajax now. Pieri. Tadic. They're looking to make it 3-2. Lovely cross in, and Meza was there. And slots it past Gordon. 3-2 to Ajax. It's an exciting game. I'm glad we showed this one. But obviously disappointed to concede another goal. Gordon almost got a hand to it. Maybe should have done better. Who knows? But yeah. Demand more, I guess. Oh, Abajania. I'm just going to pause this. Abajani's just before half-time. I'll let him play until half-time, but he's taken a knock. He's injured. Okay, 3-2 at half-time. Exciting game. I wasn't expecting to win this. I wasn't actually expecting to score many goals, but the fact that Zeknini and Abajani have gotten the score sheet is fantastic. Anthony, I do recognise, because, of course, he's been at Everton and not necessarily set the world alight, but he was there for a couple of seasons. Whom I got sacked from, of course. My first sacking in Football Manager since Football Manager 2018. No, 2017. Anyway, that's another save. Shut up, Martin. Into the dressing room we go at half-time. I am really happy with how you're doing. Do I want to do it for the fans? It is a big game. Let's try it. There we go. Got some confidence and some motivation in there. Poor old Waydant, though. 6.1. That's not alright, is it? the position which I have the least support for. We also, Espinoza not having the best of game, but Abijani being injured presents a problem because I need to take him off and leave Espinoza on, even though Espinoza is not doing very well. So let's yell at Espinoza and hope that he gets better. So let us, yeah, I will take, I don't know, is it worth yelling at him? What do we think? Let's give it a go. We'll give it a go. Like I say, I don't have a lot of depth in that position, so start the second half. I thought you liked a big game, mate. Let's demand more. Oh, Busquets is injured now. Hang on a minute. All right, I forgot to swap out Abijania. He can swap for Selahi, who actually does much prefer to be an advanced playmaker. What's his... looks to be on the right. That's fine. Espinoza can stay where he is. But Espinoza, you, my good man, are going to be... are you going to be a box-to-box midfielder? Yeah, you are. You don't like it, but that doesn't matter. Selahi wants to go on the attack as an advanced playmaker. And I'm going to let him because he can score goals, bless him. I've seen it happen. Busquets, you're coming off for Chirivella, who we also know is capable of playing in that role, which does leave us only the striker now. It's not quite 60 minutes, but heck, let's do it. Dry Bergen is coming on for Henrik way down to, of course, is having a stinker. All right. Here we go. We are looking a better team. We are 1 goal down, though. Let's get creative. Come on, FC Twente. 13 shots, 7 on target to their 10 and 7. Feel like we should be doing more than that. Let's get creative. That's good. Let's be inspired. Oh, Tadic with a free kick. Oh my goodness, what happened there? Oh no. That was a foul. That's alright then. That's why the... Oh god, Martinez has picked a knock too. I can't take him off. He's got to stay on. Martinez with the throw in. Dry Bergen. Zeknini. Martinez with the cross. Cleared. Golda. Espinoza puts it out for Lukoki, who manages to pick it up even though it was a bit wayward. Selahi with the cross and Alex Martinez. Zeknini and Dry Bergen. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's going to be called off. Damn it, he was offside. That was lovely work. Selahi, Alex Martinez, Zeknini, Dry Bergen. That would have been nice way for him to get his debut goal, wouldn't it? Alex Martinez with a free kick. Oh my goodness, Lukoki, or is it Langkamp? It's Langkamp, Sebastian Langkamp with his first goal of the season. It is 3-3 on the 93rd minute in the Johan Cruyff Schal. Lovely, lovely work from FC Twente here. This is what you want to see. But a lovely free kick for Martinez. I know he's injured, but I had to keep him on. I also am very much aware that I don't have another left back. And it has gone to penalties. I'll auto pick that. And we'll see how that goes. Goodness gracious. Didn't expect it to go to penalties. Didn't expect to do this well, to be honest with you. But 3-3 with Ajax. At Ajax, no less. So Tadic is up first for Ajax. Facing off against Craig Gordon. Ooh, Gordon wasn't a million miles away from that. Espinoza takes his turn now. And he puts it in just. Gets it off the inside of the post, no less. He did pick his game up at least. That's nice. Anthony now. Puts it away easily. Lukoki. Nicely done. We are still in it. Layuni now for Ajax. Can Gordon save this one? No. Alex Martinez. Let's hope he's not too injured to score this. He is not. Nice work from Alex Martinez. Van der Beek now. Can Gordon save this one? No. Miles away from him. 4-3 on penalties. FC Twente. Chirivella steps up and puts it out of the keeper's reach. 4-4. Well, Schurz now for Ajax. Honestly, I think Gordon should have saved that, but he didn't. Which means it is now time for Salahi. Or Salahi. Not been having the greatest of games, bless him. But hopefully he can score this penalty for us and keep us in it. And that's that. Unfortunately, Salahi kicked it straight at the keeper pretty much. And Ajax win on penalties, the Johan Cruyff Schal. Well, you know what? I'm still not disappointed. We were brilliant. We were much better than I thought we'd be. I mean, you know, look at that. We even had the better possession. Like I say, Zeknini getting on the score sheet, Langkamp. Bit concerned about some of these injuries, mine. That's a bit concerning, especially Alex Martinez, as he is, like I say, our only left back at the moment. But heck of a performance, guys. Assertive. Unlucky lads. Penalties are a lottery, but we can be proud of our performance. Well, I'm very proud of our performance, so I'll take that. Nothing to add by the assistant. Yeah, cracking result, really. Shame we didn't win it, but it's still a cracking result. Okay, we'll come back for a little bit of a review after that. We did quite well, like I say. Good result, really, even though we lost out in the end on penalties. Good news, Oriol Busquets only out with a tight calf for 3 days. Martinez, bruised ankle, a couple of days. And Abujamra, bruised foot for a couple of days. So that's good news. It's nothing too serious for any of them, so I'm quite pleased about that. But yeah, poor old Salahi missing his penalty. But he says he will take another one should he be asked to do so. Bless him. These things happen. At least you tried, mate. At least you stepped up. That's the important thing. So that is the first game, albeit not the first game of the actual Eredivisie season. Oh, look at that. Our second game in the Eredivisie is back against Ajax again. Well, it's good to get them out early, I suppose. Ajax, Feyenoord. We're both playing those in August. That's big games. AZ in September, another big game. And ADO Den Haag. But we've got our UEFA Europa League group stage first game. We don't know who it is against yet, but I think I'm going to make that the next episode. I'm just not just going to show you all European games, but I will show you that one. I think the first one is quite important because obviously it's interesting to see who we're going to be up against. Yeah. Didn't end the way I thought it would, and certainly I didn't expect us to put 3 goals past Ajax, but we did, and honestly that really bodes well as far as I'm concerned for the season. The fact that we conceded 3 makes me question Gordon, but we'll see. Like I say, we were against Ajax. It's not like we were against Emmen or, you know what I mean, Heracles Almelo, for example. So that's where we're up to. That's the team. That's the first result of the season. A loss, albeit on penalties to Ajax, and a terrific performance as far as I'm concerned. And very pleased with how the new signings were looking out there. And it bodes well for the season. So thank you very much for watching. I've been avoiding relegation. This is another season with FC Twente.